Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel LearnIT. As of these days we are talking about Washington release. So in today's session I will be talking about some of the features of Washington release. Please watch my videos till the end for complete information. So let's proceed further and see what are all our features which I am going to show you now. So first feature I am going to talk about is scripts background. Background script we generally use for checking our script whether it is working fine or not. Now this background script is modified from ServiceNow, and we can see encode check, encode comment the place wherever is required. Now we will see how our scripts background looks like after upgrade. So now I have redirected to our scripts background. Now you can see there are a lot of things started displaying under this Monaco JavaScript editor, and you can comment or you can do anything here as like we used to do in our client script or business rule. So we can check the syntax as well, and we can format the code as well here. So I am going to write a demo code where abc equal to new glide record. And now what you will see is like our color is changed in the script, how it is used to be in our business rules. So similar way it is started displaying under background script so that people can write a script in a proper way. So now you can see how this is changing. You can write the query, and you can see various toolbar started displaying here, and line numbers is displaying here, and as well as this is a mini viewer thing, and as well as colored keyboards. So like you can see the color coding inside the code. This is blue color, this is black, green, red. So this is the modification which is provided in Washington release related to background script. Now I will be talking about other update is related to application manager updates. Now application manager updates means like wherever we are installing the plugins or checking the plugins which is installed or not installed. And now you can see this is our application manager, and we can activate plugins from here and application as well. So you can see this is the application plugin section under application manager. So we have two updates here like activity log updates and a redesign install model. Alright, so now let me search for any plugin such as process such as playbook. And now we can see our playbook experience. I will click on playbook experience. Currently no details are provided for this plugin. Let me open other plugin. Suppose I have clicked on this activity stream, and now you can see the details for this plugin displaying here, and you can see the log and activation details and update details here, all the details related to that plugin. And as well as you can check various sections like which is to be installed or which has to be updated. So in application manager you can see we have different sections under each plugin. Suppose like let me try to open problem management, and if I click on install, so what will happen, you will see the installed application will display like this, and similarly it will be group wide whether some plugin needs to be activated or some plugin is already installed. And as soon as we click on install, we will get the log updates for this plugin here itself, whether any log updates are created for this plugin or not. Alright, so this is also a good feature in application manager. And now we will be talking about keyboard shortcut. So keyboard shortcut, how you will see what all keyboard shortcuts will be working under Washington release. So you just have to go to this profile section, and then you can find here keyboard shortcuts. As soon as I will click on keyboard shortcuts, you will find all the shortcuts which is provided under Washington release, like favorite, unfavorite, current page, impersonate user, open admin menu, open help, open landing page, open user menu, open all menu, and such all things you can see here. And for the demo purpose, let us try to see. Control Shift I will impersonate the user. So you can see without clicking on impersonate user, this impersonate user section is displayed. And similar way we can check on Control Shift favorites, you can add the favorite as well. And similar way you can do all the various things like it is displayed under keyboard shortcuts, like a landing page or notifications menu. Anything you can perform using these keyboard shortcuts. Alright, so these all the features which is released in Washington release. So service catalog item has launched 3 features, like one of them is like we can save our catalog item as draft, and we can set the value, and we can as well as set the field message value according to the warning or info message. Alright, so let's proceed further and see first save as draft feature of Washington release for catalog item. So what save as draft does is like it will allow requester to save their catalog items so that they can come back afterwards and make changes on their catalog items. So I am going to show you a demo how we can see that save as draft button and how we can update that draft. Alright, so let us proceed to our service portal section under catalog item and see how we can see that save as draft button. So let's proceed further for service portal. So I will add SP on URL so that my service portal will open. And now you can see this is my service portal page, and I have clicked on catalog item, and there is recent catalog item, view group request, user or group access request. And now you can see this is our catalog item, and button is visible here, save as draft. So now what I will do is like I will fill some of the information here. Suppose I will add here Abraham Lincoln, and manager I will add Eileen, and location I will add, and business justification as test, and I will leave it as it is. Now I will try to click on save as draft button. So now you can see this item has saved into draft, it is not raised. Okay, now I will click on view draft section, and you can see we have one catalog item under draft section under my request. So here there are 2 sections started displaying, submitted request and draft request. So under draft request you will find your drafted request which you were trying to raise earlier, and you can come back here and modify your draft catalog item. So now you can see there is a button update draft, and now we can update the details as well. Suppose my business justification, and now we can select our user provision, and we will type here role underscore test, and now I will update the draft, and again our draft item is updated. Now you can see whether all the details are correct, and you can click on order now button, and you can update your draft how many times you like to update. Alright, so this way you can try to keep your requested item to be raised to be updated further whenever is required. Just we have to click on save as draft, then only you can update your item for further checkouts. Alright, so this is one of the feature which I have shown you, like save as draft button. Alright, now I am going to talk about catalog UI policy action. So they have introduced in our Washington DC release. We can set value and we can set value message, set field value message. All right, for catalog items. So this is our catalog item, and now I will show you how we can set those values, and we can set field message. All right, so we will go to our catalog UI policies, and now I will open our catalog item user group access request. All right, so these are the two UI policies which is written for this catalog item. So I will click on new. I will try to create new catalog UI policy for this item, and I will show you what are all other features added as part of catalog item. So our catalog item is user group access request. So this is our catalog item, and this is our catalog UI policy. I will add it as test for set value and field message, and I will save it. All right, now we will see under catalog UI policy action what new things have introduced for catalog items. So you can see catalog UI policy actions is started displaying here, and now I will click on new, and now you can see our catalog UI policy action record is open, and now you can see there are two options added here. One is value action, one is field message type. These are the two features which is introduced as part of Washington DC release. So it is quite cool because it will reduce the writing of your script for field message and as well as setting the value. So this will reduce the writing of your script. You can see we can set the value from here, and we can set the info message, warning message or error message. All right, so now let us select some field here. I think I will select requested for. No, I will select this business justification. So now what I will add the value, I will add some value. Please add correct description. All right, and now I will add info message. Enter the description. All right, and I will submit it. And now we will try to reload our form. So this is our catalog item form, and here we will see how our catalog UI policy action behaves. Now you can see I have set the value without writing any script, and as well as I have set the field message for business justification, and we can change the currently it is showing as info. We can change it to error also from field message info. We can select warning also. Warning color will change. I have selected field message type as warning, and now it will display as a warning message. And you can see it is displaying in yellow, and now if you change it to error, it will show in red color. All right, and if you select as info, it will show normal field message, and this is the value you can set it, and this is the field message which you can set it as part of our catalog item. All right, so these are the features which were introduced for service catalog items. One of the feature is like workflow studio, and another feature is time limited user roles. So please watch my videos till the end for complete information. So let's proceed further and see what is workflow studio. So workflow studio. I am going to open our workflow studio. Now I will type here workflow. So under process automation you will find workflow studio. As soon as I click on it, it will open in a new tab, and you can see there are 3 tabs displaying under workflow studio. So first of all, we can see that workflow studio is a new thing which is launched in Washington DC release, and which is very good because we can manage all the process flows, subflows, actions, decision tables, and as well as we can track our all the flows process, how the flow is going on and what is the load on execution of flows, and as well as some of the integration, connections and credentials are managed here as well. So you can find all the things related to flow whichever is created. And now in this UI you can see there is a process. This is used for process automation designer, and this is a flow which we can create a flow, normal flow using flow designer. You can create a flow from here as well. And like similarly there is subflows, actions, decision tables, and here you can see your latest workflow whichever is modified, and here you can see all the latest updates. Like in previous version we have seen this was launched for flow designer, but they have created a new module for this workflow studio where everything can be managed. Alright, so these are the resources for learning about the workflow studio or any other things related to ServiceNow. So what are the benefits of using workflow studio? So we can automate work with a seamless integrated workflow, authoring and configuring and monitoring experience. So we can see the personalized view of all automations under operation section for process and as well as for flows. And we can do a meaningful automation and health monitoring through the same thing. Alright, and we can check the configuration related to automation whichever is configured with the help of this flow, actions or process. Alright, so under home page we can see process, flows, subflows, actions, decision tables. Alright, so this is all about home page for workflow studio. So let's proceed for operations tab. So you can see there are 2 tabs under this operation section. First is process, other is flows. So here you can track about the executed process for this month, and similarly we can check process execution by state for this month. So currently no any process is running in the system, that's why it's showing as empty. So let's proceed and see under flows whether any flow is running or not. You can see there are multiple flows running, waiting or completed. So you can see the completed are 31 and waiting is also displayed here. So now you can see these are the most executed flows this month. So these are the details how it shows in a chart view. Alright, and this is the flow execution by state for this month. Alright, so these are the place where we can track our process and flows executing for this month. And now let's move to our third tab, integrations. So under integrations we can see there is a connections which are maintained here. So currently no any connections is established from my side, so that's why it's taking some time. So here we can manage our connections and credentials for integrations which is processed by flows or subflows or actions. Alright, so this is a quite good feature that has been launched from ServiceNow for Washington DC release. A very big update related to UI with related to process and subflows maintained at a single place. So this is going to help developers a lot, and it will be utilized in a very good manner. Alright, so now let's proceed for our second feature, that is time limited user roles. So now I will remove this workflow, and now we will search for time limited user roles. So what time limited user roles is like, if we have to assign some roles to the user for some time, or for 1 day or 2 day we have to define some admin role or ITIL role. So we can define using this module, which is displaying under user administration. So as soon as I will click on time limited user roles, you can see no any records are created as of now for time limited user roles. So now we will create a time limited user roles. So I will click on new button, and now you can see we have our form open for role, user, and start time, end time. So we can define any role. Suppose I will add admin role. So I want to assign this admin role to particular user. So suppose I will take Prince Kumar as the user, and this role will be assigned to this user. And start time, we can select the start time as today, and we can select end time as 10th. So we can see, like, for this duration I am assigning this role to this particular user. Alright, and I will add here some details, like admin role is assigned to this user. Admin role is assigned to Prince for defined duration. Alright, so I will submit it, and now you can see our time limited user role is created for this particular user, Prince Kumar. Alright, so this is quite good feature, because many times, like, client ask, why don't you give some role to some user for some time whenever we are doing any testing in test environment. So they are asking, okay, assign this user to this assign this role to my user for some time. Alright, so this will be helpful on this kind of situation, and as well as while doing the development inside the team, this will be very useful, and the manager or the administrator can define what user role can be assigned to what user for what duration of time. Alright, so this feature is also a quite good feature that has been launched in Washington DC release. So yeah, so these two are the features of Washington release, Workflow Studio and the time limited user roles. So those are the important one features that has been launched in Washington DC release. So today I am going to cover Clone Admin Console and Delegated Admin. This is the feature which is launched on Washington DC release. So please watch my videos till the end for complete information. So let's proceed further and see what are Clone Admin Console and Delegated Admin features. Alright, so now what we will do is, like, we will search for clone under our filter navigator, clone admin. So you will see under clone admin console there is a clone dashboard. As soon as we click on clone dashboard, it will open a page where you will see clone things like my requested clone, or if you have any clone requested already from target instance to target instance from source instance, like prod to dev or prod to test. So currently this is my PDI instance, so I don't have any clone settings done on my system. So you can see there is a request clone button. So this is the new UI which is launched on top of legacy engine. So previously there was clone engine, definitely. So they have launched a new UI on top of it, clone admin console, where you will find home, configurations and definitions separately under one UI. Alright, so this will do this process very easy. So those who are doing clones more frequently or doing clones during upgrades, right? So this would be very useful for all the people who would be doing clone for their instances. Alright, so now let's see what all this clone configurations, definitions all about, and request clone button is there. So what all things are included in this request clone item, where you can request the clone for your instances, right? So you can see there are three buttons: home, configurations, definitions and request clone. So let me click on request clone first, And now you can see our clone request page is open, and like there are few details which is added here already pre-populated. So here you can see source instance would be current instance, and target instance would be the instance which is in sync with this current instance. So we don't have any other instance because this is my personal developer instance. So there will be some target instance like dev or test, and this current instance would be mostly of production or test environment. Alright, so here we are having clone profile. So we have out of the box system profile, but we can create our own profile for doing a clone. And here you can select the time, because we didn't select any target instance or profile, we don't have clone start time. So now you can see under definitions we have 183 exclusions, 135 preservers, and 15 cleanup scripts. Right, so here you can click on this and you can see separately what are the inclusions, preservers, or cleanup scripts. Right, so there are optional settings as well. So how much data you want to copy from task table, or whether you have to apply on demand backup. So here all information is present, whatever you want to do. And here you can check the clone frequency. So if the clone is happening recurrence every time or very soon for any instances or for any client. And under exclusions you will see exclude tables specified in exclusion list. So this is the exclusions. So they are just explaining what is exclusions and preservers. So here you can see all the details whatever you require to do as part of clone. So this is the clone request button which would be available as part of clone admin console. All right, so under configurations we will go to configurations, and under configurations we have overview, clone instances, and clone profiles. All right, so now you can see there are clone instance. If I click on clone instance, you will see the list of activity which is done, but no activity is provided right now apart from this particular one activity. And under clone profile we have out of the box profile, so we can configure this clone instance record and clone profile record whenever we have to do any clone between the instances. All right, so we will move to our third tab, definitions. And under definitions you will see what are the exclusion task that lists the tables that are not copied during a clone. So there are some exclusions, preservers, and cleanup script. So as soon as I click on view all exclusions, so you can see all the exclusion tables here. Right, and similarly if you click on preservers, you will find all the preservers added here. Similarly you can click on cleanup script here. You can see these are the cleanup scripts which is added in our system right now. All right, so there could be much more if any custom cleanup scripts are created, you can see here. All right, so this is all about clone admin console. So now let's proceed further to another feature, that is delegated admin. All right, so for delegated admin, let me search for my company applications, because it is all about delegating the admin work to certain developer for some time. Right, we will be providing some credentials for a smaller duration of time, or we will assign some delegated permission on absence of real developer who would be working on that particular application. Right, so you might have heard delegation with related to notification of meetings as well, and in approval side as well. Right, we used to do delegate user, all the mails or approvals will be going to particular user. So similarly we have delegated admin, so we can provide permissions, individual permissions for application. So let us proceed further. Now you can see I have opened my company application and my test is one of the application. And if you scroll down, there is a manage developer related link here.
there are multiple links actually, but we have to click on manage developers here, and you can see this is the UI which will be displaying, and we can define the permissions for this application for particular user who would be doing changes to this particular application. As soon as this able Twitter is selected, permissions for able Twitter is started displaying what all permission we can give to this particular user. You can see under application management we have two permissions which can be provided. Under file type access we have this much of feature or this much of facilities provided for this user, and under security entitlement we can assign delegated row administration with related to security entitlement as well, and programming tools, deployment, delegated admin. So we have these all multiple things that can be done to assign this particular user. See, if I click on delegated admin, he would be getting all kinds of privileges to make a changes on this particular application. So this is really cool. So if you want to do any particular permissions, you can do that as well. For an example, I will click on integrations. So you can see integrations is added here, and as soon as I'll click on delete application, that is added here. Workflow, service portal, tables, forms, and I will click on save. Alright, so now the delegated admin is configured for able Twitter. So yeah, so this is also a quite good feature for any person you want to delegate some development to particular user for some time. So you can assign these kind of privileges to that particular delegated admin user. Alright, so yeah, so this is all about delegated admin. I will be talking about the features of Washington release. So I will be talking about flow designer features. So please watch my videos till the end for complete information. Alright, so let's proceed further for our flow designer. So I will type here flow designer under navigator, and I will click on flow designer, and you can see our workflow studio will open here instead of flow designer, because you will see the flows can be created under workflow studio from this version. Alright, Washington DC version workflow studio is also launched. In previous video I have mentioned you, or I have explained you what is workflow studio. So here you can see all the process flows, subflows, actions, decision tables, and multiple things operated under this workflow studio. Alright, so let's proceed of our flow designer features. So first feature I am going to talk about is like autosave feature in a workflow. So I will click this sample workflow, and now you can see this is the flow which is open now. And now for editing this flow, you have to click on edit flow button. So as soon as you have clicked on edit button, you can see undo redo is also enabled, and this autosave is also enabled here. So first I will try to see whether autosave works or not. So I will click on add action. I will add any action for an example. So I will add create task for an example. All right. So let me select any table, suppose done. So you will see this auto save of this flow is done. You can see save is disabled because the saving of this flow is already done. And now you can see our undo is enabled, redo is not enabled, because we have created or performed one activity through which we can only perform an undo action. Alright, so as soon as we will click on undo, you can see this task will get removed. If I click on one more time undo, so this task this action is removed because I have done undo. Now you can see all undo expressions actions are completed. Redo is enabled, so you can click on redo and that action can be restored again, right? So this is also a quite good feature. Like autosave and undo redo is the good feature which is launched in Washington DC release. These two feature will change the flow working, how people work here, and they can do more activities or more POC under flow designer. Alright, now we will see other feature where we have options to trigger an event. So there is an action which will be coming under ServiceNow core under fire event. As soon as I have clicked on fire event, we can select the event whichever you want to trigger. Alright, for an example, I have checked it, and you can define some record here, and we can select some parameter, and as well as we can select the table. Alright, so which table we are firing this event. Alright, so using this fire event we can trigger an email notification as well. So this is the new thing which is added as part of flow designer. Alright, so let me just remove it. Let me remove this one as well. And now you can see this save is auto save this flow automatically. You just have to activate this flow. And now there is suppose we will move to our diagram view. So here you can see this is the diagramming view, right? So here you can see we can enable error handler as well under this view as well. Now you can click on error handling and you can define the error handling in this flow. All right, and as well as you can define your annotation as well. You can see edit annotation, delete annotation, duplicate or view, everything is you can display here, and you can modify the changes based on this annotation, right? So you can do various things using error handler also, and you can as well as edit this annotation for any activity which you want to perform, right? So you can see there is a details and annotations here. If I click on details, it will be hidden. If I click on annotations, annotation will be disabled and details will be disabled for all the activities. So you can see this annotations, you can perform all these things here, and as well as you can define your error handling things under this view. All right, so these are the features which I have explained you on this session with related to flow designer. So please provide your comment if you have any questions, doubts or queries related to this session. For more information, please visit the description section under this video. Thanks for hearing me out. Stay tuned for more videos. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel LearnIT.